Hello, my name is Stephen Davila, and I'm the Coordinator of Academic Testing here at TWU. Today I'm going to walk you through the process of registering for a high school campus TSI2 test that requires an access code. So this would typically be done when TWU goes to your high school's campus to administer TSI2 testing. So just keep that in mind. First things first, you'll want to pull up a web browser, and as you can see I already have one open. I've got Google open, but you can really choose whatever web browser you want. Internet Explorer works okay, Safari is fine as well, but today I'm going to prefer to use Google. Now you'll see here there's really two ways of actually searching for our website. The first of which would be to go to the top hyperlink bar and type in twu.edu/testing. You click enter, and then that'll take you directly to our website's page. Or the other option is to just Google TWU testing. And then you'll see there that the first link provided is going to be our website, Academic Testing Services. Obviously, same website here. We have some general information regarding operational guidelines, that kind of thing, contact info, services and fees, as well as center hours here. So you can scroll through that at your leisure. But what's important for this video is going to be this side over here. You'll see there's quite a few headings. These are mainly just tests we offer. And then if you click on this right little bar here, you'll see that under the TSI2 heading, there's subheadings for various items. What we care about today is the high school campus test registration and payment page. So you'll click on that. That redirects you to the website's page. Here, there's a couple of things to keep in mind. So when you are testing on a high school campus, typically you're doing that for the dual credit program. As a result, make sure you apply and obtain a TWU ID number before attempting to register for the TSI. This is just because, it's very hard to tie student information, student documents, to non-existent profiles. So TWU ID number helps to say, hey, I have an actual TWU account where my documents can be put safely. So keep that in mind there. The other thing too is make sure you have a valid photo ID. I've got a list of photo ID information here that you guys can take a look at. And then the other thing to keep in mind is that prior to registering, you'd want to complete the pre-assessment activity, or the PAA. This is super simple to do. It doesn't take very long, but you'll click that hyperlink, get through that first prior to doing any of this, and it'll send you an email once you've completed it with a PDF. That PDF you're going to want to save to your desktop, and then that way we can upload it later when you register for your test. So we'll do that right now. You're going to click register and pay, and you'll see this takes you to our registration and payment website. First and foremost, you'll say choose a group. Let's select high school campus TSI testing. Now this is just for example purposes, but in your case it'll be whatever institution you're attending. So an example would be if you're attending Argyle High School, you'll see it's going to be Argyle High School campus TSI testing. Or if you're attending Denton High or Guyer or something along those lines, it'll say Denton High School campus TSI testing. But for today's purposes, we'll just use the dummy one. And then you'll see it says choose an exam. There's many options here. Click whichever applies to you. So for right now, we're going to select the complete test. You'll choose a date. You'll see that a little calendar shows up. If you don't see a date in the same month that we're in, that's okay. You can just click on the arrows to go back or forward. Honestly, you're going to want to go forward, and you'll see here it'll have more dates. So when they're in gray, that means there's nothing posted, but when they're black like that, or I'm sorry, maroon, then you can actually select the date. And then time, we're going to select 8:30. It's going to be blocked, so it'll always only ever have one option for a time. Your school will let us know what that is, and then you can actually figure out that via your institution. So who is taking this exam? This is where you're going to want to be careful. Please provide your legal information. So example would be, my name is Steven, so it's Stephen Davila. Don't use nicknames, so don't put Steve-O or Steve or something like that. Please use your legal name. And then email, This is my email address, so it's sdavila4@twu.edu. What I recommend for students to do is create your own email. Make a Gmail or something that you're going to have access to well in the future, because what we're seeing as an issue is that students are using their high school emails, and once your high school email is gone, because you go to college, you're not going to have access to that anymore, typically. So I recommend making your own personal Gmail or something that you might want to use in the future, and use that to sign up. Some people will use their parents' emails. The only problem with that is if you don't have access to your parents' email, you're not going to really be able to pull up your scores later if you wanted to view them on your own time or send them to other institutions. So preferably make your own email. Now, when it asks if you would like to receive text notifications, this isn't for ads. It's mainly just for notifying you of any updates to your exam or giving you reminders that your exam is tomorrow or something like that. So you'll just check that if you'd like to, and then put your phone number there. Now, the next part is the exam guideline acknowledgement portion. Read through each of these very carefully, because it's important that you know sort of the policies and procedures of the exam prior to testing. And in fact, if you scroll down here, you can go through and then you'll have to click I agree to the following guidelines. So you're saying I agree to this stuff. From there, you'll click enter your access code. Here, each institution is going to have their own access code for safety reasons. We want to make sure that only the students from that given high school are taking exams at their given high school. So with that, your institution will notify you of what your access code is. But for right now, I've created sort of a dummy example one, just randomly generated. And then you'll see here, needed information. So attending institution or university, this is just what school are you currently going to. So for me, I'm going to put Texas Women's University or Women's University. Whoops. And then contact phone number. Here's where a lot of people have issues. They put our phone number. You don't really want to do that. You want to put your phone number. This is how we get in contact with you. Again, to notify you of any changes, issues, inclement weather, that kind of thing. So you want to put your area code and then enter in really any phone number that you have. So for right now, we'll use the work number, 61. So just in case you need it, that is actually our office's number. And then student ID number. This you just put, again, preferably your TWU ID number. If you do not have one, you can use your high school ID number. That works fine as well. But if it's a TWU one, it'll be a 7-digit number. And then date of birth, you'll just click whatever your date of birth is. Accommodations required. This is just in the event that you need disability services of some kind. What you need to do is contact your institution, your school, your high school, to let them know whether or not you need an accommodation of some kind, and then they'll work with us to figure out whether or not or how we can actually accommodate those disabilities or whatever you might need. So you'll click no there if you don't need it, and then upload PAA. This is where I was saying when you get that confirmation email, what you're going to want to do is you'll see there's a PDF in it from Querium. You'll take that and you'll actually upload it here. So right here, we'll choose a file, and I can pick any files from my desktop. I'm just going to pick this right here, this little logo. And then you can add additional files, but really you don't. You just need that. Worst case scenario, if you don't get an email, just take a screenshot of the completed page and then save that to your desktop. But we'll click Add to Cart. And then there you'll see we've actually added the exam to our cart. But notice your registration is not complete until you click the button below. You need to ready to check out. You'll click that and then you'll purchase the exam itself. So this doesn't necessarily mean you've purchased the exam. This means that you have it in your cart. So click this, and then once you've done that, you'll enter your payment information. And then that's pretty much it. You're good to go. You'll purchase the exam. A confirmation email will be sent to you, and then that's pretty much it. But yeah, if you guys have additional information, questions, or need additional info, feel free to give us a call at 940-898-2961 or by emailing us at testing1@twu.edu. And then please be sure to include your name, callback number, TWU student ID number, and then a reason for calling. But that's pretty much it. You guys have a wonderful day.